Advisor, Rudy Giuliani. Mr. Mayor.
Chris, nice to see you again.
It's good to see you smiling. At the Al Smith dinner the other night, you looked like Grumpy Cat. You were upset. You didn't like the jokes that Hillary Clinton
It
was
wasn't so much a joke. You know what it was?
You said you want to see her in an orange jumpsuit. That
yeah,
she'd be convicted by now if you were prosecuted.
Yeah, true.
Where's this coming from?
Coming from being a U.S. attorney for 5 years and assistant U.S. attorney for 6 years and federal investigator for 2, law clerk. The crimes she committed are so many, and I see a general like Cartwright get prosecuted for confirming 2 classified documents that have already been out there. And I see her having given classified documents to people without classifications. A lot of those people on her staff, straight out federal crime.
But you know.
Extremely careless in the handling of classified information amounts to the crime of gross negligence.
But that's
Legal
not
definition.
what Comey said. He said
I don't
we
care
have
what
to
Comey
prosecute.
said. I can have my own opinion.
I know.
He used to work for me.
But here's the thing. Look, and I know you know him, and I know you respect him. You've said it before you're on this show. You certainly can have your own opinion. But it seems like you are feeding the Trump argument that it was fixed, that it was rigged, that Comey should have brought a case and didn't on purpose.
Well, first of all,
you mean that?
Well, I mean the first part, not the second. He should have brought a case.
That's your opinion, that he should have brought a case?
100%.
But you don't think that James Comey...
with any lawyer in America, that he should have brought the case.
Fine. But you're too smart for me to have that argument with you today. But I'm just saying,
I win that argument.
Donald Trump says that he thinks the FBI rigged it for Clinton, the DOJ rigged it for Clinton. Do you agree with that?
I can't agree with that because I have no facts to prove it other than the logical analysis of the facts that she destroyed 33,000 emails after getting a congressional subpoena. That's like an automatic indictment.
Well, she didn't, right?
People under her control. The statute
Although
says,
the FBI determined in giving the guy an immunity deal, and we both know why they did that. Right. They thought he was going to lie, he was going to give up the chain. They've decided that he essentially went rogue and deleted these things after the subpoena because he was supposed to delete them before.
Statute. She wasn't careful enough. There are about 5 ways.
And he says you don't prosecute that statute
under
gross negligence. They have to show that you lied to the FBI. They have to show intent, and that's how they've prosecuted the statute.
No, there's a gross negligence statute, under which there have been 12 or 15 prosecutions.
Over like 100 years.
Yeah.
It's an old law, and they don't usually prosecute it that way.
And there's never been one of this dimension.
He didn't agree with you, which is fine. You're a brilliant legal mind. I'm not making that case. I'm saying Donald Trump suggests he did it on purpose. He rigged it. Do you think it's responsible for him to say that?
I think it is based on the facts of things like the number 2 guy in the investigation turns out to have gotten $675,000.
He didn't get a penny.
His wife got the money.
I mean, Rudy, I have looked up to you my entire life because you're so accurate. And all of a sudden you're in Trump land, and the facts are all over the place. He didn't get a penny.
They filed joint tax returns.
It was a campaign contribution
of $675,000.
He gave similar amounts to other candidates.
Wait. Let's get the facts straight.
Yes, let's.
He was the head of the Washington office.
Not when she got the money.
Oh, wait a second. Under investigation at the time was a person named McAuliffe for illegal campaign contributions. An investigation...
Hold on a second. She
should never have taken that money from him.
But that's different. Then take up your beef with the FBI director's wife. Not with Terry McAuliffe.
That money, that's the last guy you should put in his
money. Hold on a second. In the investigation. But I'm saying let's keep it straight. You started this by saying McAuliffe essentially was paying off the FBI guy. He gave a campaign contribution to his wife, and it happened before the FBI guy was within 1,000 miles of the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
After the FBI guy his wife is in McAuliffe's pocket, one could argue. McAuliffe gets promoted, the guy gets promoted from head of the office. He never should have gotten into the first place because McAuliffe was under investigation in that office. That campaign contribution, straight conflict of interest.
You're not even close to connecting anything yet.
What?
You're not close.
If I'm under investigation by the FBI, and my wife is running for office, and the guy running the investigation gets a $675,000 contribution from my wife, that is a conflict of interest.
Yeah, but first of all, you have all the variables screwed up. Here's what happened.
You guys are so darn unfair to Trump. I swear to God.
Rudy, you
can't just say that because you don't
like the facts. Here's the facts.
McDonald did a tenth of that.
You're saying that McAuliffe interfered in the investigation by giving this guy money.
I'm saying he created a massive appearance of impropriety.
No, but only in your reckoning because you got the timing all wrong. Or you're suggesting it wrongly to other people.
I don't have the timing all wrong.
Wasn't even in the job at the time that he donated to his wife. When McAuliffe gave the money
and then he got promoted
to the FBI guy's wife,
once they had him.
Oh, so you think that the reason you think that McAuliffe had the foresight to pay off a wife of a guy who was going to get promoted some months later when they weren't even looking at Hillary Clinton yet.
Here's what you could argue. He paid off a guy who was handling his investigation.
This is weak.
That's even worse. The Washington field office is investigating McAuliffe for illegal campaign contributions in falsifying foreign donors.
That has nothing to do with Hillary Clinton.
But it has to do with the fact that the payment is a conflict of interest.
But you said it out this way, Rudy. You said it's rigged for Hillary because McAuliffe paid off the FBI, and that's not what happened.
Give me the courtesy of finishing the rest of the
Go ahead, but I have to clarify it step by step.
Then I'm the head of the FBI, and I'm going to select my number 3 guy and my number 2 guy for this investigation. I go select the guy who got a $675,000 contribution.
He didn't get it. His wife got it.
For his wife to run that investigation, and I don't think that's.
And it was over several months.
I think that several months.
That's how campaigns work.
It
was a campaign.
There are 14,000 FBI agents. You go pick the guy that got $675,000.
Rudy, for this to have to be true, and by the way, this is the way we talk. It's not me cutting you off. You're given a fact. I'm trying to counter that fact.
That's a massive fact.
Right, but what I'm saying is you got the timing wrong. This all happened before he was anywhere near the case.
The timing is not wrong. The timing is right on target.
When did she get the money?
She got the money in 3 stages.
Right.
Actually, about 60% of it after he was in the Washington office.
No, but he had nothing to do with this case. No. When he got the money, when she got the money,
it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. It has to matter because for you to be right, McAuliffe. See, I would never roll my eyes at you, by the way.
I'm going to roll my eyes at you.
McAuliffe would have had to know that this guy was going to be involved with the Hillary case.
Okay, you're investigating me. I get a $675,000 contribution for your wife. You should have recused yourself for the case if you're an honorable FBI.
He went and got an ethics opinion about what to do and what not to do from the FBI.
Complete bull. Ethics opinion is complete bull.
Wait, you're saying he didn't do it? You're saying he didn't do it?
Contribution. You can't get a $675,000.
The ethics commission said it's okay.
And investigate the guy. Now the guy's a perfect pigeon.
But he wasn't investigating McAuliffe.
Or number 3.
Look,
Of all the FBI agents you pick that guy.
It sounds like a conspiracy.
That isn't the only thing. Then the president meets with the attorney general 5 days before the interview over the 4th of July. Then we have the interview over the 4th of July weekend, and the report is written 3 days later. I've written a lot of those reports. That report didn't get written in 3 days. That report was written 2 weeks before. Then I can take that report, Chris. I can rip that report apart. She's asked the following question. Do you know what C means on a sensitive government document? She says, no. I thought it was in alphabetical order. Here's the next question. Did you see an A? Did you see a B? Did you see an E or an F? No such question. FBI, lay down interview. Number 2, she says, I can't remember my exit interview from the FBI because I lost my memory. My question, as an investigator, immediately is, show me the doctor's records. I hear within the FBI, they asked to see the doctor's records, and they were told they can't see them. I'm not going to take the witness's word.
You're also not going to indict her on that basis either.
But I'm not going to make a decision before I see the records.
No, but I'm saying you can criticize the investigation, but this McAuliffe stuff is far-fetched at least.
No, it is not
conspiratorial in the main.
It is not far-fetched.
The timing is wrong, Rudy.
Comey should not have selected the number 3, number 2 guy whose wife had gotten $675,000 for the guy who used to sell the Lincoln bedroom for the Clintons.
But the timing doesn't
We all know that
that's all I'm saying. People can look it up for themselves. Wait, who's the $3 bill?
McAuliffe, the guy who was selling the Lincoln bedroom.
I thought you... Look, I'm just saying...
what I'm talking about is a guy with an unsavory reputation.
You throw out there...
I'm not throwing out there. Those are facts.
No. The timing is a fact also, and she got campaign contributions before he was ever not only in the position,
there indebted,
but then put near the email investigation.
She is indebted to McAuliffe for 1/3 to half of the funds.
I'm just saying I don't see how you connect that money to what that guy did in investigation when he wasn't even there yet.
That's why I argue to a jury.
And then yesterday, you want to talk about things that are obvious and deceptive. Your man Trump goes out, brings out employees, and says, look how my employees, who love me, by the way, are suffering under Obamacare. None is on Obamacare.
That I don't know.
That means well, now you do. That means he either doesn't know what Obamacare is, or he doesn't know what's going on in his own business.
Well,
Is that relevant?
I don't know the answer to whether they were on Obamacare. Are they suffering? Are they tangentially suffering?
They're not. The guy who runs his business said 99% get private insurance.
The issue of whether he got that right or wrong, and I don't know the answer to it, is Obamacare is a massive, crazy disaster, according to Bill Clinton. It is bankrupt. It's going bankrupt. The rates are going up from 25 to as much as 86%, and the deductibles are $5,000 to $6,000. Who uses up $5,000 to $6,000 in deductibles?
Look,
Obamacare
here's the problem with
Obama fraud.
Obamacare's got a lot of problems.
You can keep your doctor. You can keep your insurance. Lie.
Obamacare
has
problems.
Big lie.
Obamacare has problems. Okay.
Minnesota governor says Unaffordable Care Act. Democrat.
There are a lot of problems. The GOP wouldn't work to fix any of them. This was political.
They wouldn't negotiate with the GOP. They wouldn't even negotiate tort reform with the GOP.
And you know what? And as a result, because the Democrats forced this down the Republicans' throat, the ACA, they decided to punish them. And they won't work with the Democrats to fix any of the problems that they could fix.
Oh, that's a bunch of nonsense. They created it. They created it themselves. They cut out bipartisan support. They pushed it through.
I said they passed it without the GOP. I said that.
But they wouldn't accept any compromises.
Since then, they refused to work on it. All the Republicans will do is hold hearings to throw it out.
Chris, Ryan offered tort reform. He was told trial lawyers off the table.
That has nothing to do with this.
Of course, tort reform has something to do with it. If you want to fix, you want the fix for health insurance? I have the fix for health insurance. You change the tax deduction. You give it to people individually. You let people buy it in 50 markets, and the massive market in insurance will bring the price down. The way the price of plasma TVs
The only way you bring it down, as you know,
you don't do it by the government taking over.
You have to lock down the providers. You have to find the holes where they run through it, and you have to fix it. The government won't do it.
Locking people down causes monopolies, which drive prices up. Large markets break up monopolies and bring prices down.
You guys are talking about the ACA like it is an epidemic in this country, and you are suggesting that it is a majority problem when you know that the people who are affected by these raises at the end of the day in the individual market are a very small fraction of the people looking for health care in this country. Not that it doesn't have to be fixed. Not that it's not a problem. But you make it sound like it's half the country is dealing with
this. No, I don't.
When it's like a percent.
In fact, he didn't even cover all the people in the country, which I thought was ridiculous. If he's going to cover the situation, cover the situation. He's causing a massive problem.
You've got more people covered by insurance in this country now than ever before.
54% of the people, 54% of the people who pay taxes are paying for it. We're paying the overage. We're paying the surplus. Plus, you know what these deductibles are? $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. You know how sick you have to be? When's the last time you used $4,000 or $5,000 in health insurance for yourself?
God forbid. Yeah. Right? God forbid. Yeah. I don't want to have to use it.
So it's a sucker game.
It's not a sucker game. It's that this system's not working because
Obama. Look,
you don't have anybody trying to make it better. Is what I'm saying.
It's completely intellectually dishonest to blame Obamacare on the Republicans.
No. I'm not doing that.
When Obamacare was doing well, Hillary went around saying it's really Hillary care.
But I'm not doing that. See, look, I think this is a problem with this dialogue.
100%.
Right. You have not heard me blame the Republicans for Obamacare. You've heard me say that the Democrats forced the ACA down the throats of the GOP, did not work with them. They rushed it through. That's the only way they thought they'd get it through. But I'm saying since then, the GOP has said, we're not working on this at all. We're not fixing any of this. We're getting rid of it.
Because it's a disaster.
And the problem is, I got to tell you, we scrubbed Trump's plan on what this repeal and replace is. He doesn't have a replacement plan that makes it better. Oh, you can replace anything any way you want, but I'm saying he doesn't have a plan that covers all these people and makes it cheaper.
I believe in large markets. I believe the things that bring prices down are large markets. Localizing it to one state, saying I can only buy insurance in New York creates a monopoly in New York.
But they're trying to expand now. You've got a lot of these states that won't do that. And the states
because you need a comprehensive program that allows me to buy in any state that I want to buy.
You're going to take Medicaid? So you're going to take Medicaid away from the states?
No, Medicaid is Medicaid. Medicaid goes to poor people.
Those governors. They're going to have to make the decision.
Medicaid should be block granted. They should be able to handle it. The governor should be able to handle it. We're talking about...
And when they don't expand, we wind up not having the ACA work right.
We're not even talking about insurance for the poorest people. The poorest people have Medicaid. They're untouched.
That's right.
We're talking about people in that middle category.
And more of them are covered now than ever before.
Yeah, for numbers that are ridiculous, and for numbers that next year are even more ridiculous.
Which you could fix.
Not a good fix, because a lot of them are opting out.
I'm saying you could fix.
You could not fix it. You couldn't fix it unless you fixed the whole market.
All right, and another thing. While I have you here. The polls are rigged.
And you have to change the tax deduction. Critical.
That's fine. That's another fix that could be made.
Well, they don't want to do it.
The Republicans don't want to do it.
The Republicans are in favor. I was in favor when I ran.
No, I'm saying they won't work on any package of reforms. You're not going to get just one at a time.
The Democrats will not negotiate on the basic theory of Obamacare, which is locking into monopoly in one state. If you do that, prices will skyrocket.
The polls are rigged.
They put in sky's the limit.
The polls are rigged. That's what we're hearing right now. Don't believe the polls. The polls are rigged. You say they're overweighted Democrats. Not true.
The polls are rigged.
Yeah. Polls are rigged. Don't believe them. Donald Trump says they're only asking Democrats. It's not true. You've said the same thing.
I haven't looked at the polls. I see polls. I see them up 3% in Florida. Maybe that's rigged. I don't know.
No, but
I see him down 3 points.
But first of all, none of these polls were rigged when Trump was up. When he would come on this show, all he'd talk about was polls.
I see polls all over the place.
All he'd talk about were the polls.
I see the most accurate. I see the most accurate poll, Business Daily. Most accurate in the last 3 elections. He's up by 2 points.
First of all,
I don't know if they're
ABC's poll was more accurate than IBD in the last election. By the way, they've got Clinton up 12 right now.
It's my information that the last 3 elections, the closest was IBD.
But I'm saying it's wrong. There's a lot of wrong BS going on in this race. That's why I'm having you.
Written in the newspaper.
And by the way,
relying on the newspaper.
IBD has Clinton up 1 right now.
Okay, so she's up 1 right now.
But what I'm saying
is 1 point is nothing.
No. Absolutely. We know that very well. What I'm saying
anything within 3 or 4 points, this election can go either way.
It's the game that is played in this election. Investment Business Daily, the Investors Business Daily is the best poll. That's why I'm up in it. Now Clinton's up. Is it still the best poll?
Sure.
Still the best poll.
I mean, if it is or it isn't, you tell me it isn't. I've seen it.
I'm saying it wasn't the best over the last 3 elections. ABC beat it in the last race.
If you tell me he's down by 1 point in that poll, I say.
And he says they only sample Democrats. You know that the way it works in polls is, let's say you got 35% Democrats and 29% Republicans.
They can come out any way I want.
No, but what they do, that's why it's called a science, is what they do is they take that 35 and they wind up blending it down so it's equal in impact to the 29.
You're talking to a guy who on election day in 1993 was down by 6% in the exit polls and won by 3.
That's about turnout. That's about turnout.
I was down in the last poll by 2 points. I won by 3 points.
Of course.
I don't.
Of course,
ask Donald Trump about polls and let him talk.
The polls are perfect.
I'm saying
he's saying they're rigged.
I look at them. I find much more effective. For example, this weekend I'm going to go to Pennsylvania. I'm going to go to the collar counties around Pennsylvania. I will find out a lot better by campaigning there whether there's a chance to crack through in Pennsylvania.
But you don't say it's rigged, right? He keeps saying it's rigged.
Well, when I
you understand how that undermines confidence in the system? By saying he won't accept the outcome of the election.
When I hear rigged, he's talking about
That's rigged.
He's talking about the media.
The same media that covered him more than anybody else and helped his rise.
But a tremendous amount of unfair coverage, a tremendous amount of...
Because of what comes out of his mouth,
caricature.
Not because of what they make up.
And there's a lot of stuff about her that isn't caricatured, that isn't played the same way.
What have we not covered about Clinton? She's been covered for 20 years.
If he said some things he wanted to make fun of, she committed some crimes that are astounding, that take your breath away.
FBI looked at him and said no crimes that can be prosecuted.
FBI made a colossal mistake that is an embarrassment to the FBI. She destroyed 33,000 emails. She had somebody with a hammer hammering 13 cell phones. Don't tell me that's not a criminal act, Chris,
it's not a
or I have to give up my law license. She lied.
It's not necessarily a criminal act.
She didn't know that a C on a government document meant confidential. She shouldn't have been Secretary of State. She knew what it meant.
Fair criticism.
She's lying.
Fair criticism, not a crime.
To tell the FBI that you don't know that a C means confidential when you do is a lie.
Now you're assuming that she knew.
Well, of course she knew.
She says she didn't know.
Well, how could she not know? How could she not know? When she gives the explanation, I thought it was in alphabetical order. I cross-examine her and I say to her, Hillary, here's the document. Show me the A. Show me the B. Show me the F.
That's what would happen at trial. Never happened at trial.
Well, of course, they never indicted her, but they should have.
Rudy Giuliani, I appreciate you, Mr. Mayor, coming on to make the case for Donald Trump.
Thank you.
Even though you get me in trouble, because now you said Allison. You see here how he's saying you interrupt me, you don't let me finish? That's all I'm going to hear from my mother now. Thank you very much for that, Rudy. I appreciate it.
I feel like I just lived through Thanksgiving Day at the